your other pet topic, and it's not a great one, but hopefully it's one we are seeing significant changes in. Of course, it's transgenderism. You're the head of GenSpect, a global organisation that advocates against giving confused kids what the transgender industry calls affirmation, which is a euphemism for medically and surgically facilitating the transition to a supposedly different gender. One of the most controversial clinics providing this service, Tavistock in London, has been closed down, but the practice goes on unabated here in Australia, often with enthusiastic support from doctors, teachers and politicians, if not always the kids' parents. Now, Stella, we're seeing the reversal of this horrifying practice in some places around the world. What is the state of it now, and how soon, this is a loaded question, but I'd love to hear your opinion, how soon do you think we will see criminal charges against the perpetrators of this?
It's changing, there's no doubt about it. You know, the leaders of paediatric transition were Sweden, and they were bringing in medical transition, and they've been following medical transition since the early 70s. And when you realise that they've withdrawn from paediatric transition, and now they will only operate it under a very strict clinical trial, and 5 out of 6 of the clinics that were offering paediatric transition are no longer offering it. And then you look at Finland, and they're saying psychotherapy is the first kind of go-to rather than medical hormones or puberty blockers and things. Then you look at England, they've closed down the largest paediatric transition clinic in the world. You look at France. So, you know, Western Europe is clearly starting to see the dangers. So there's no doubt about that. It looks to me that, you know, America is going to go its way. America's already got into trouble with abortion laws and gun laws, where it's a red-blue issue. It's going to run and run and run. That's what it looks like. Australia is an interesting one. It looks like the battle is beginning. The culture wars is beginning. There's a culture war where people believe that if you say you are a gender, you are that gender, and you should get medical assistance to be whatever you want to be. And then there's another way of thinking, which is sometimes distress might manifest in wanting to be somebody else, be that a woman or a man or non-binary, and maybe medical transition might help, but it might not help, and psychotherapy should certainly alleviate any of your distress. So as far as criminal charges are, that's not where I put my focus. I put my focus in if there are professionals, and there are many of them, who are telling people that it's easy to medically transition and that it could be a route to happiness, when actually all the research suggests it's incredibly difficult, and the medical burden will be so heavy on your body, it will cause you deep distress and will create more problems than it solves. Then those professionals are acting inappropriately, and they should be certainly censored or stopped doing inappropriate work, like a very basic tenet of first do no harm. And if you are doing harm, well, maybe they should move into other parts of professional life. And criminalising them isn't where I just want it stopped.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just please stop doing harm. Yes, where I am.
Well, you know, suggesting that criminal sanctions might be possible would be one way of achieving that.